Yeah, yeah, it's the power hour where the bruises eat. No finesse, no flukes, just backs that punish. Fantasy gold in the mud, let's eat. Yo, welcome to the power hour.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Football Power Hour. If this is your first time tuning in, this is our new saying, Moss. We don't play just for week 10, we play for 2026. So we are not just the reactionary guys. We actually try to do our stuff and try to get that edge for you guys. So with me, as always, Muscles, Ryan Mail. What's going on, Mus?
Yeah, not a whole lot. You hit the nail right on the head. I just think it gets worse every year. It just seems to get worse. Everybody's just so reactionary. It's just sometimes you just have to take a deep breath and look at the bigger picture.
Yep, 100%, man. And that's why I had to put this as our intro for everyone. So that way people are like, oh, it's just not the same podcast and not shitting on anybody else. Hey, man, everybody has their own opinions. And that's why that's why you tune in. You tune in to hear our opinions and, if we're right, if we're wrong or whatever. But we're just not going to be consensus and we're not just going to follow, just kind of follow in line. So anything that surprised you so far, Muscles? We had the trade deadline. We, had our pre-show, last Friday on Halloween. So if you guys didn't check that out, please make sure go over, check that out on any major podcasting platform, on YouTube, anything like that. And, if you didn't, go subscribe. We'd really, really appreciate it. It's totally free. And, we'd love the support. So, kind of with that, was there anything? I mean, I know the big one for me and Sauce Gardner. We talked about Jets being moved, but that was wild.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner, that one kind of came out of left field. I mean, I know we'll talk about the winners and losers, but good on the Jets, to kind of be proactive. I know I was on this show last week, and that's what I kind of said. Like, I'm surprised more NFL teams aren't more proactive and look at the situation they're in and try to build for the future. I mean, obviously we'll talk about the Breece Hall not getting moved. I don't know why he wasn't moved, but it seemed like the Jets did a good job of clearing out some players and getting a lot of draft capital.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to break down the Jets, but I agree, man. And it, as fantasy football people, it's easy for us to move let's say a Puka Nacua. And I'm not saying it's easy, but we don't have people on our back. We're not
right
at the stadium where we need fans to come in. So we seen it with Jerry Jones whenever he moved Parsons. The whole city of Dallas was just down, man, just down. But the sun rises, things are looking back up. They made a couple moves. We'll touch on that as well. But I think that's one of the hardest things, especially with New York media. We always talk about it. So what do you think's in the front line of the paper, man? It's Sauce Gardner's move. I seen a TikTok video of this kid stomping around, crying.
His dad just bought him that Sauce Gardner jersey. I saw that too. Yeah,
I mean, he's just a kid, but
it's grown adults too.
Yeah, it sucks, but just kind of how it is with the game. And I agree with you. I definitely like the move. So everything I want to talk about here tonight, we'll just kind of discuss here. So for tonight's show, I want to discuss obviously the trade deadline, where these players were moved, what teams were winners, what teams were losers. We are going to talk some major NFL injuries because we definitely had a couple big ones that are gonna, definitely hurt our fantasy teams and kind of what we should do and if there's anything we can do and just kind of our thoughts on that. And then at the end of the show, I want to give everybody our updated power rankings. So, these kind of come in touch with guys that are on certain contracts, how that hurts them, what the future, we didn't break them down into dead cap, Go Spodek or whatever, but we just kind of have a good rough estimate of what we can kind of expect out of these teams for this year and going into next.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about some of these injuries. So the big unfortunate one here, which they're all very unfortunate, but for me especially because I have a lot of this guy, it's Jayden Daniels out with a dislocated elbow. I know Ben McCown had a really, really good tweet on this. Ben, knows way more than we do. He's a PT guy.
He knows ball.
Yeah, exactly. He knows ball. So I think with him, I would trust guys like that more than I would like us. But he was saying he'd be very surprised that if the way that this happened, that the forearm is not broken or cracked, I believe. So I don't want to take it out of his words. Go check out his work, Ben McCown. But and it kind of makes sense the way how that moves, and kind of showed it throughout a thread. And here's kind of the backlash too, right? Everybody was like, well, they were down. Jayden Daniels shouldn't have been in the game. I disagree with that 100%.
Yeah, I do too.
Fans pay for tickets, and fans don't pay to see Marcus Mariota. They pay to see Jayden Daniels. And you might say, well, a lot of them might have left, but there's a lot of guys that didn't leave either. So you leave them in the game, probably would have been taken out very soon anyways, because they were down, but they were in the red zone. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, it was just an unfortunate injury. We've talked, this is like a cursed stadium, unfortunately. Like RG3, he went down. I showed you a picture of, the guys. Jalen Hurts almost got killed.
Yeah.
Bleachers or whatever falling over. So what's your takeaways on this, Moss?
Yeah, this is tough, and surprisingly, I haven't seen a single trade for him yet. I haven't went out and tried to acquire him. I'm like you. I have a lot of Jayden Daniels. We were both high on him, so I'm sure the leagues that you have them. Of course, I don't have them, but I'm sure one of us has them in every league we are in together because we were high on him coming out. But yeah, this is unfortunate. I would assume he's probably shut down for the year. I would assume. That's just me.
Yeah,
speculating, but that's what I would plan on if you have Jayden Daniels. Go out and try to find a solution for the rest of the year. But yeah, it just gruesome, and I'm with you. I mean, I always get mad, reverse on that. I always get mad at like the Steelers and stuff for keeping people in the games and stuff like that. For like we'll get a 10-point lead and lay on it, because it's like, man, one crucial pick six and you're right back in it. So same thing with the Commanders. It's like, you just never know. Like we saw Bo Nix come back with five touchdowns against the Giants. Mm-hmm. It's not saying that's going to happen every time, but injuries are going to happen. It could easily happen in the first quarter versus,
Yeah.
And like you said, this stadium, I saw that chart or whatever, where it was like, it had all the spots where everything happened. It was like RG3. It was all in that side too.
I got a picture right here. So we have Jalen Hurts. That was on that side too. Nearly crushed by that falling over. We have Jayden Daniels' arm, Joe Burrow's ACL, Adrian Peterson's ACL, RG3's ACL. I mean, this is just a cemetery for ACLs. Chase Young's ACL. Kyle Allen's leg, Ryan Fitzpatrick's hip, and Alex Smith's leg, where he damn near, I think, had to have it amputated. So
yeah,
all on the same side of the field. I mean, I don't know, whatever you believe in curses, whatever. But I mean, the thing is, something's kind of going on here. It has to be. Like it's wild, and I feel like an injury like this with Jayden Daniels, it's going to happen eventually. And kind of the bad thing about Jayden Daniels, and that was one of our knocks, Muscles, he doesn't get down a lot. We said he's going to need to get down, and he doesn't. And I know this is, again, kind of a freak thing, but, like, he's a smaller dude. Like,
yeah, he is.
He is. So, like, you just hope that – because even besides this, he was already hurt. Like, Jayden Daniels has not played good so far at all this year, and we're not going to see him again. And kind of go out to the same guys that want to see him again. Okay, you want to see him again, but you wanted him out of the game? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So,
yeah, I just, if you have Jayden Daniels, I just assume that they're going to shut him down.
So let's go over to KTC, and I'm not an advocate of selling Jayden Daniels because it is down, but say you are a contender, all right? Let's see. You want to do a little bit of would you rather with Jayden Daniels right now?
Yeah, well, let's do it.
Okay, so obviously, we're taking Josh Allen, we're taking Lamar, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're taking Drake May.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine making that move. So Patrick Mahomes,
See, this one's tough for me because I mean, it's just I feel like Mahomes just has that Tom Brady longevity. Like I just feel like Mahomes is going to be top 7. He might not have the upside. I think I still, and I know a lot of people are going to shit on this. I think I still lean Mahomes.
And I don't. I mean, especially if you're competing, if you make that move, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm fine either way. I
yeah.
feel like Jayden Daniels are chasing the upside. Like Jayden Daniels has the quarterback one upside, but Patrick Mahomes, I feel like is going to be in this league for 10 more years
Oh
at
yeah.
least.
Yeah, and especially with the offense around him, like I mean, he had a
Yeah.
little bit of
Now,
an off game here,
once
but
Andy Reid retires, I mean, maybe I start to get a little bit worried. We'll
right.
see. I think it's still Patrick Mahomes.
I do too. I'm fine with that. How about Jalen Hurts?
Boy, it gets tough, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I think if I'm competing, I am fine making that move.
Yeah, I am too.
I think I'm
'Cause
fine
you're
making
getting
that
a
move.
top 3 quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah.
How about Justin Herbert? This is where it starts to get a little bit hard for me.
If
Herbert's been great this year.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you're a true blue contender, I think you have to make the move. I mean, it's one of those where anything for the ship. I mean, if you think Herbert puts you over, I'm completely okay with it. Just know that I think the move from next year on is probably Jayden Daniels, but
right.
I'm okay with it. I could sleep at night.
Because I don't think he falls off the map.
No, I don't either.
I think I'm fine with that. But I think after that, like, because Joe Burrow's had his own injuries, and like obviously he's out. I can't do Jackson Dart. Like that's too.
No.
And then you got your Bo Nix's Caleb. I think I'm fine going down to Justin Herbert, but there's other guys out there. I mean, Jacoby Brissett's been playing good, basically free.
Yeah.
I've been trading for a ton of Mac Jones, and you might be like, well, why are you trading for Mac Jones? I just believe that there's a chance he takes a damn job. Like, I really do. Mac Jones is playing good football right now. So,
yeah,
kind of see what happens. I especially bought him with a lot of my Brock Purdy shares. Just, meaning basically, like, getting Brock Purdy dirt cheap. You got to remember, he was a waiver wire guy, too. He was undrafted. Nobody wanted him. We shit on him. Like, we're like, oh, Brock Purdy ain't that good. But, look what he did. This is a system, man. So, and that's, you got to kind of remember that, too. Like, this is a coaching staff that's not afraid to play somebody else. Like, they drafted Trey Lance that high and still went with Brock Purdy, right? Like, still went with him. So they're not afraid to go back to Mac Jones. Like, they don't have, I mean, they definitely paid Purdy, but like, still, they're not afraid to do that. So, see what transpires out of that. And it's just kind of weird with this foot injury. Like, it's like, oh, he's coming back. And then he's not. And then, like, I read reports he was available, and then they're going to still go with Mac Jones, and then he's not available. I don't know what's going on.
I think that's a good point you make, because I know in a lot of leagues, that's the route I'm going. Like, if I need a quarterback, I'm trying to get, like, a veteran. Like, what do you have to pay for Aaron Rodgers? Like, what do you have to pay for I know Burrow might be back, so Flacco might be a bad example because you hate to rely on Flacco, and then the fantasy playoffs come, and then Burrow's healthy. But that's something to monitor. But like you said, I mean, there's just a lot of, even a Matt Stafford.
Yes, I was going to say Matt Stafford. I mean, we were definitely worried about this back, but we're week 10. He's still playing good.
Yeah. It's surprising to me. I would have never thought it, but like, I think if you have Jayden Daniels, and you can go this other route, check out them teams that are 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, 12th, and see if they have a veteran. I mean, can you give up a third and get,
I'd be willing to give up a second just so I can keep Jayden Daniels.
Exactly. You're exactly right. I'd rather overpay for a veteran quarterback than to sell Jayden Daniels dirt cheap. Like that's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably the little bit better and safer of a route to go. I'm with you there, Moss. So Tucker Kraft, this absolutely sucks, man. I mean, confirmed ACL tear. Tucker Kraft, this one's tough for me because here's the thing. When you tear your ACL in the middle of the season, this season's gone, and pretty much, in my opinion, most of next season's gone. So we might not see Tucker Kraft in old Tucker Kraft form, and if we do, in 2 years. So I would rather these
I
guys do
know.
this at the beginning of the season. And tight end's a tough spot because you're in the trenches, you're blocking. How do you feel about Tucker Kraft, Moss? This is bad.
Yeah, this is bad. This is a guy I went out. I've been advocating for all year on here, and
Yeah, but you
I
were
paid a
right
first
though.
for
Like,
him in a lot. I
you were
was,
right.
yeah. It sucks it came to this. I paid a first for him in a couple leagues. That I'm contending, and this is going back to our strategy show. This is why you don't buy too early. I didn't take my own advice, but
Yeah,
it's
but you at
still
the,
it's the right move. It's
it
just
is.
um,
We
but
see the
yeah, this
coin on two different spots of this though too. Like you're more of the patient guy. I bought a lot of Scattaboo, and I'm like, damn. But yes, I still got a young running back. It sucks, but like this was just it's gonna
yeah
it can happen. It can happen to
this
anybody.
stings. Yeah, it stings. It does. Yeah, tough for him. We'll see what Luke Musgrave. I mean, Luke Musgrave was the higher drafted guy, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
he was, and we really like. Thanks for tuning in, Mom. Yeah, a lot of players are getting hurt. Shout out to my mom. Thanks
Yeah,
for watching. But yeah, Luke Musgrave is somebody we really, really liked, and Tucker Kraft was drafted after him. I think the big difference here, Tucker Kraft's more of a yak guy, like gets them yards after the catch. Musgrave doesn't have a clean bill of health either, and that's how he kind of
mm,
lost the job.
yeah.
You know,
Neither one of them did, if I remember right.
No, yeah. So so I'm looking here with Musgrave. It's like, more of a route runner. Kind of reminded me a lot. Probably not going to get a lot of people like real excited, but like Dallas Goedert vibes, which
Yeah,
solid. But I'm very interested. Whenever he's on the waiver wire, I'm really going after Luke Musgrave just for the simple fact the offense kind of runs around the tight end.
yep.
They scheme Tucker Kraft. Is Tucker Kraft the best tight end in the league? Hell no. Is he top five? Athletically, maybe not. Like athletically, but like, yeah, he's a top five tight end because of the scheme, and it's kind of Jordan Love's guy. So I think Musgrave's going to have to step in here, and he's going to have a nice role in the offense.
Absolutely. Draft pick wise, if you're a contender, you try to see, like that's tough. Do you think
So
you could?
I can you get him for a third? I
That's
think
what I was thinking. That's what I would like, but I just don't know. I think if somebody's been holding Luke Musgrave for this long, I think
I don't know if a lot of people are. I've seen him in very savvy leagues on the waiver wire.
yeah, I am
So
too.
maybe a third gets it done. He's young, so you might have to get fancy and give up veteran. But I don't. What veteran do you give up? Because a veteran type, you're not giving up Travis Kelce for him. That kind of defeats the purpose. Like,
Yeah,
because you do expect to Kraft to be back, even though it's going to be a long time. That's kind of a tricky one. Let's talk about Kraft in a little bit of would you rather with him. So we're not taking obviously Bowers, McBride, Tyler Warren. How about Sam
No.
Laporta or Tucker Kraft?
I think I gotta go Laporta here for
I
now.
think I
It
think I do
kills
now
me.
too, and that
Yep.
sucks. How about Rondé Gadsden or Tucker Kraft?
Probably Gatson. I
I,
think, yeah,
and we said we're not reactionary, but yeah, and like I said, I think the big thing is because Tucker Kraft's going to lose a lot of value whenever he's not on the field next year. We see
yeah,
that every year. And that's where we're reacting because we know that the community is going to react when he's not on the field. We're like, oh, damn. Look at Brandon Ayuk's value.
yeah, exactly. Brandon Ayuk, you can get dirt cheap. Not Jaden Daniels, Jayden Reed. Look at
Yeah.
Jayden Reed's value. Jayden Reed, you can
Yep.
get dirt cheap. Like for the longest time, he was a top 12 wide receiver, and he still might be when he comes back. But like, it's just you see these guys' value just completely plummet when they're on the IR.
Especially guys like Jayden Reed who are good, like you said. Could he
Yeah,
be? He has top 12 upside. Is he realistically? Probably not. Probably top 24. But like we know he has the upside, but nobody wants him. Like everybody's like, oh, I don't really want Jayden Reed. And
Right.
so I'm with you. I think I'm gonna go Gatson there as well, and that might get it done.
Like I always say this, and most of the time I don't follow through with it because most of the time when draft process comes, I always fall into the same trap. Like I want the new shiny toy, but this is where like you got to write these people's names down, bookmark this, like just be like, okay, Tucker Kraft, like on draft day, if you're up with the 2-5, I don't know values right now, but like I'm just saying, like
Right.
this is a guy that I think you can, target in this year's rookie draft,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
try to get a trade done. Like if you're, somewhat of a contender and, you're like, hey, I can maybe gamble on Tucker Kraft instead of getting,
Yep.
a Caleb Johnson or,
Right.
somebody like that. Just try to gamble on a Tucker Kraft and hope that he comes back next year at fantasy playoff time.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And then you have him for the year after, right? I even think, if you're a rebuilder, it's a good investment there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on the Gatson side. How about Colston Loveland?
I think I'm Kraft there.
I think you're Kraft there.
I'm gonna kind of wait and see with Loveland. I don't. That was one game.
He had a good game, but that last play, man, that was wild.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I'm just
I think
I'm
Gatson, and that's it.
Yes.
I think Gatson, and that's it. I mean, if you want to trade and you want to get a Loveland, I just want something on top. If you want to get one of them guys, again, just get something on top. But yeah.
So that's a good trade. So if you have Loveland, I might try to do that. I might try to get Tucker Kraft and maybe a little bit plus, maybe maybe
now's the time. Yeah. I mean, he could break out. I like Colston Loveland. I just don't love Colston Loveland.
Yeah, I'm exactly in the same boat. I have a few shares just because I wanted that exposure, but like he was a guy that like if he was there, I was like, oh man, like I don't really. Right. I have a lot of Tyler Warren, thank God. I was high on him, but yeah, Colston Loveland wasn't a guy I was super, super high on.
Same here. Yeah, I think there were some trades. Maybe try to throw some of that out there. Next guy I want to talk about here, Kyler Murray out 4 to 8 weeks with foot injury. So we talked about this at work, Muscles. I said about how the ball smacked him in the head and he was out and rolled out with a foot injury. Well, I don't know. Now he's out 4 to 8 weeks. I mean, obviously something had to have happened, but like, what's your panic meter on Kyler Murray?
It's got to be up there. Obviously, we saw Jacoby Brissett come in, and I like that. I don't know if you saw the graphic during I think it was after the game. They were interviewing Marvin Harrison Jr., and it showed his stats at the bottom, and he had 5 catches, and it was like one shy of career high. It's like, isn't that shitty? Like Marvin Harrison Jr., like the prodigy wide receiver, and his career high is 6 catches in one game. Yeah. So that's just your panic meter's got to be high if Jacoby Brissett's coming out there. And I know I was talking to a guy at work, and he was like, yeah, I just don't like short quarterbacks, and like I don't think that's like everything that's wrong with Kyler Murray, but like I don't think it helps him.
No, I don't either. I think he's good enough if he can get outside of the pocket, he can see. But yeah, I'm sure something in the pocket. I mean, you're betting on an outlier, and that's why we were way lower on Bryce Young, still lower on Bryce Young.
Yeah, I am too.
The only one that's really ever done that in my lifetime, I feel like, is Drew Brees.
Yeah, isn't Russell Wilson real short too?
I think he is shorter. Yeah, I think he is shorter, and he had a solid career.
But yeah, Drew Brees. I mean, that's kudos to him because he was like kind of a pot. He had a little bit of mobility, but he was a pocket passer.
Right.
Russell
stand in there and try to get it over them big ass linemen like that.
But man, we said it episode after episode. It's like they get him the weapons. They got McBride. They got Harrison. They bring in these offensive coordinators, like they have head coaches changes, like, and nothing seems to click down there in Arizona. I don't know why. Like a study needs to be
I don't either. And I know this is a good matchup against Dallas, but you can just tell the offense looks way better. So
Yeah, yeah.
somebody you guys want to start stashing. Trey Benson's going to be coming back too, and James Conner out for the year. They're doing the Bam Knight, DeMarcado. All that's going to come to an end. It's going to be the Trey Benson show. So if he can
Oh,
stay healthy, I think he's a good player. He's another one always banged up. So maybe somebody to maybe try to really buy low on. Nobody catch somebody sleeping.
exactly.
Last injury I want to talk about before we get into some of these trades here. Joe Alt out for the season. This Chargers line's just decimated, man. Like, it's just one injury. I mean, really the whole Amarian Hampton being out. Another guy should be back within a couple weeks here, but just decimated. So tough for them. And Joe Alt, a big part of that line.
Yeah, that's a tough one. We know their running game's already kind of depleted with no, Hampton and Najee, and man, that's tough. It's gonna be tough for Herbert. Left tackle is one of the most important positions in football, and he's one of the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My mom says always pick Dallas. So.
That's most of the time not a bad bet.
Yeah.
As of lately, what are they, 3-5-1 now?
Well, yeah, and then they just lost Arizona, so I was actually kind of surprised about that.
I was too.
But let's get into some of these trades here. So again, Breece Hall not moved. Him saying, I mean, multiple reports he wanted out. They end up moving 2 other Jets in the Sauce Gardner trade. So breaking down this trade, Sauce Gardner, obviously to the Colts, the Jets received that 26 first and 27 first, and A.D. Mitchell. So, guy the dynasty community was very high on. I don't want to speak for you, Muss. I can't remember if you were or not. Not so much me, but could this be a little bit of a chance here for A.D. Mitchell? Because, I mean, we're healthy scratching this. Well, we weren't, but the Colts were healthy scratching this guy. Like, he definitely – I'm going to say I wasn't high as consensus on him, but he definitely has talent. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say he has no talent, but I remember throughout the process, Muscles, you brought this up, and maybe you can touch on it again. Doesn't he have something wrong with him? And you can see him take plays off, but then you can see him be really good. Doesn't he have sugar or something?
Yeah. Now you say that, I do remember that. Yeah, the diabetes.
Yeah.
It was Ray G that was saying that. Yeah, something with his sugar or something like that. I guess it's real bad or whatever type of diabetes he has. I know there's type 1, type 2. I don't really, fortunately, right. I don't really know much about it, but yeah, apparently, because that's what, Ray G said that one episode. He was like, surely the Colts, have a guy, that can get his sugar right and everything. So, right. But yeah, I mean, good for him. I mean, the Colts, have obviously Michael Pittman, and then Josh Downs and
Alec Pierce,
yeah. And just a bunch of mid wide receivers outside of Pittman and Warren, obviously. But so he goes to the Jets. Obviously, they have Garrett Wilson, but outside of Garrett Wilson,
yeah, he immediately steps into number 2 in my opinion. I mean, they did go out and get John Mechie as well, another guy that higher draft capital. Alabama guy, really, kind of thought a lot about him.
Would he have leukemia?
Yes.
So
maybe, maybe one of these guys can take off. My bet would be A.D. Mitchell gets that outside spot of Garrett Wilson. I think it fits the offense really well because Garrett Wilson can definitely win downfield. We see it multiple times, but he can also kill you in the middle of the field too. So maybe A.D. Mitchell can kind of open that up and even get some things going for Breece Hall and Mason Taylor. So kind of see what happens there, but fantasy dynasty wise, A.D. Mitchell, I'm not necessarily buying. I just feel like he might be better for the New York Jets than he is for my fantasy team.
I agree. I think he gets more on the field time, but I don't really think that's going to amount to much. I mean, obviously he goes from Daniel Jones. I can't believe we're saying this, Daniel Jones,
right?
To down to Justin Fields and the Jets. So I mean, obviously he has a downgrade there, but an uptick in probably snap share and
Yeah.
playing time. So,
Yep, I'm with you on that. And then they weren't done after this move. They trade D tackle Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys. So Cowboys also got Logan Wilson from Cincinnati for 26/7. So the Jets received D tackle Mozzie Smith, who I believe was a first round, who's been a healthy scratch, a 26 second and a 27 first. So kind of get a haul here for Williams. The Jets first 2 rounds next season, 5 firsts and 2 seconds. So
yeah.
did a really, really good job on getting that draft capital and just kind of rebuilding, retooling. Like we said, I really think they should have moved off Reese. He don't want to be there. They didn't though. So that the offers must not have been there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Must not have been a strong offer. So they got what they got, and I think the Jets did a really good job here. And for me, they're a winner.
Yeah, they're my biggest winner. You know me in rebuilding. I always say, like, you might as well. But and if you're the Jets, you're not going anywhere. I mean, no offense to them, they're just not.
No.
So yeah, retool, get
Yep.
like you said, 5 first-round picks.
Yeah.
You can build a hell of a team in them 5 first-round picks.
And if some of them are high, and I mean, I'm sure they're going to want a quarterback, but maybe not this year. Maybe they don't. Maybe they get the first pick and they don't want the quarterback, so maybe they can trade back and acquire more draft capital, trade back in the first and get another first. Or, we've seen the Jags move up and really pay a premium price. So just something that we'll see what they do. But I think they're doing a really good job on what they're doing and kind of moving pieces. And that contract that Sauce Gardner got, I mean, he's a damn good corner, but it was a big one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, good move by the Jets for once there. I'm like you said, I'm sure the New York
there.
I'm sure the New York media is lighting them up, but I think honestly, I think it's good for them.
I do too. Adam says, in order to be a winner with trade and getting picks, all depends on who you get. And it really is. But I don't think I'm not saying Sauce Gardner ain't panning out, but I don't think some of these guys are helping them necessarily, quote unquote, win. And I mean, is it a Justin Fields problem? Is it a coaching problem? I think there's many factors that play into it, but sometimes just like them new players and just guys coming in really kind of boost your team. So, I mean, we even seen it. If you get the right guy, I know Washington's struggling this year, but we kind of washed it out whenever they drafted Jayden Daniels his rookie year. And look, they made it to the playoffs. Just kind of really revived that team.
Not only that, we're seeing that this year with obviously Scadaboo got hurt, but look, just 2 guys, and two guys just completely just revamped that franchise. Like everybody, basically was glazing all over them. we
were talking about Dable's probably going to be fired. Like, we don't like it, but he's probably going to be fired. And now we're talking like, damn, Jackson Dart might be the real deal. Damn, Cam Scadaboo. I mean, how many jerseys are sold? AI videos are made. Like, people love the guy. So, like you said, that's just 2 players.
Right. So.
And that's unfortunately for us as fans, us as analysts. Like, we only know so much. We can watch the film and learn about a player, but we don't know their character. Like, we don't know if Cam Scadaboo is like a jokey guy, like a fun locker room guy. Like, obviously he is. Yeah. But like, them are the things that unfortunately, like, and I feel like it's very, very hard to hit on quarterbacks. And I feel like if you got to know more of a personized, because they have to run the offense. If we could learn more about these guys as a person, we might be able to hit on guys a little bit better as well. That's what brought Cam Ward up for me. I know he's played horrible, but like, as a teammate, the guy seems clutch. So we'll kind of see what happens. I'm not counting him out after 1 year.
I'm not either.
So next thing I want to talk about, Philadelphia Eagles. They were busy as well, not to the extent of the Jets, but they acquire Jair Alexander and a 27/7 from the Ravens for a 27/6. So Alexander just hasn't really been healthy since 2022, but we know as a cornerback, he can be really, really good if he's on the field. So for that price, I definitely kind of like him as a rotational corner. They have young pieces and, really struggled on opposite side of Quinion Mitchell. So I think this really helps bringing him in and just seeing what you can get out of him. And they also acquire edge rusher Jalen Phillips from Miami for a 26th third. Good player, again, like Alexander, just kind of been banged up here. But the sneaky part of this, if the Eagles do move on from Phillips, they get a comp pick back. So I don't know what the comp pick would be. I don't think we would know that yet. I don't know if it goes off performance. Do you know how comp picks work, Mus? I'm not 100% sure.
It's all in the writing. Like they can basically write up to whatever they want. So we'll have to get the details. Like I know, who was it? Was it Justin Fields or whatever? Like he had to play 70% of the snaps or something like that for the Steelers. Like it's just something like written up. Like it's something the two teams agree on. Like it could be anything.
But still, if we think they're a contending team and it's a late third and they get a fifth for them, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you got something back if it doesn't work out. And if it does, you got yourself a young pass rusher that are, I don't want to say rare to come by, but it's a nice piece to have.
It's a very nice piece. I mean, we saw the edge rushers kind of win them the Super Bowl there.
Yeah. So I think for me, Philadelphia, another winner here. Again, not to the extent, but calling about these guys and making a couple moves. And if you're Miami, do you make that move? I mean, I know there's a lot of people pretty upset about it, but you're kind of taking off the risk as well, which they would ended up getting a comp pick. Again, don't know what that would be, but take your third, I guess.
Yeah.
Baltimore acquires Dramont Jones from Tennessee for 26th fifth. They got the solid move, help, just that linebacking core. And going into this, Jaguars acquired Jacoby Myers from the Raiders for a 26th fourth and a 26th sixth. So I think we read that they wanted a third. A fourth and a sixth. What's this do for Jacoby Myers' dynasty value?
Yeah, man.
I know. I don't love it. I don't love it.
I don't either. Like I thought, like I was hoping he'd go into a better spot. Obviously you still got Brian Thomas there. Yeah. I just think it just stays the same. I'm just not really like jumping for joy.
I'm not either. I have a hard time trusting Trevor Lawrence. I have a hard time really trusting any receiver, including Brian Thomas.
I wouldn't be surprised if Adam don't say something about that.
I know.
We have a hard time trusting Trevor Lawrence, but I
speak the truth, man. I know I was higher on him and I was wrong. It is what it is. Yeah, it's a little Mitch quote there. It is what it is.
It is what it is. I was wrong too. He had me fooled. I figured Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas, new head coach, not offensive coordinator, but new head coach. I thought it was wheels up.
I played a lot of Brian Thomas in DFS. It was a smash spot against the Raiders, and just disappointed. I mean, I know he had the ankle sprain, but he didn't do shit. So it's tough. I mean, and it makes sense for the Jaguars. They're obviously in contention mode. Damn near lost to the Raiders with Brock Bowers, absolute stud. But like, it kind of fills that void, and then kind of see what happens with Brian Thomas. Hopefully Brian Thomas. What's your panic meter on Brian Thomas, man? I mean, it's got to be up there.
It's got to be up there for some reason. Like it just seems like every once in a while, like you'll just see receivers just go into a funk. Like we did see this with CeeDee Lamb for a little bit. I mean, it was the beginning of the year. That's what made it like not acceptable, but like, what do I want to say? Like more expected or something like that. Like basically it just seemed like he was getting into the flow of the NFL season or whatever. But I don't know. I'm just going to hope that it's just a receiver. He's just in his own head. He has to get out of his head, have a Brock Bowers type performance one of these weeks, and hopefully he just bounces back. Like it's probably mental. Obviously we don't know the guy. We can't talk to the guy, but
right.
I would I
something
would say
going on.
a lot of it's between his ears.
Yeah, because I do think he is a very talented player. Adam, you do. You do. The Union. I got friends in high places. So. But yeah, it sucks. I really thought Myers would go to like Buffalo. I really thought he was coming to Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh
Yeah.
really could use somebody outside of DK Metcalf, who just continues to kind of disappoint. He would kind of DK Metcalf always, right? Like he has them big, huge games and just kind of disappoints. He's kind of best
Yeah.
ballish in my opinion, but Brian Thomas, talking about him real quick. Would you rather have Brian Thomas Jr. or Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Oh man.
I think I'm on the Harrison side. I think I'm there.
See, I just don't want to be too reactionary and be like, oh man, one decent game and I'm back on the Harrison train. Like
but I don't think Harrison's been solid. I feel like not great, but solid. I do think
solid.
they're close in value. And the reason I feel like that is I think whenever everything pans out, because I don't think Brian Thomas Jr. is this bad, but I think Marvin Harrison's even better than what we're seeing. Even the route he had for the touchdown. Did you see CD Lamb? Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, I know it was Deron Bland, whatever, but like it's still an NFL cornerback, and it was still a really nice play. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't want to be too reactionary on it, but again, sometimes I feel, and I don't even know if that gets it done. People might be over.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people actually would probably take Harrison.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I said, especially as reactionary as people have been this year, I think that's an easy.
I think if we want to talk about reactionary, like if somebody took a T. Higgins, I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't either.
And I think people, off 2-touchdown game against the horrible Chicago defense, but I don't know, man. I think that's kind of where I'm at with him. Another receiver move. Seahawks acquire Rashid Shaheed from the Saints for a 26th fourth and a 26th fifth. So I wish I had more Rashid Shaheed because there's a lot of people that really love this.
Yeah.
I'd love to sell them.
Yeah, I sold him for a second instantly. Like literally, I got the trade notification or like the Seahawks got him, and instantly like 5 minutes later, I got a trade offer for a second, and I was like, yeah, sure, but it's definitely an upgraded situation. I mean, doesn't Sam Darnold have something going on where he's like 70% completed passes this year or something like that in every game?
He's been good.
He has been good. So like,
I think this is great for JSN too, because we know JSN's at end breaking, middle of the field, and Shaheed's the deep guy. And Shaheed will have his games, and that's cool. Like Shaheed will have his games, but like he'll also lay some bad games too. So like I just feel like Rashid Shaheed is just a jag. He's a good jag. Like he's a fun player to watch, and I'm not shitting on him. Just he's a jag, man. Like he's very replaceable. Like you think we'll be talking about Rashid Shaheed in 2 years? Like we see this all the time. These guys come in and kind of do something and then just kind of go out, just fade.
Yeah, I mean he's just like you said, like a best ball guy. Like like if you set him in your actual lineups and you have to set him.
Do you feel good about it?
I don't. I
don't either.
I don't
either. That's why I'd rather take that gamble on a pick and maybe you hit on somebody. Like a lot of times with these receivers, if they're drafted later, I like to move them. Like I like to move them. Like I don't know. Just kind of see.
The only one that I could really think of that really bit me in doing that, because I like to do the same thing too. Like I'm like, let the NFL kind of tell you who's good and who's not good, But the only one that's real, I was gonna say that's the only one that's like really burnt us. I can think of off the top of my head. Late round guy that.
Yep. They do hit. Stephon Diggs was later. Like they do, but like probably 8 to 9 times out of 10, you profit. You probably profit.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I have just for the trades. I know there were some other guys like Tyrone Janinki or whatever's moved to Chicago. Like, but I don't really want to go over all that. We'll be here all night. But it was
I did see that this was the third or tied for the third most trades ever in an NFL trade deadline.
Yeah, I seen something about that too.
It was active.
I think we're gonna start seeing it get a little more active. Football, everything's always changing, man. I mean, and it's a good thing. Everything's changing, and some of these GMs are, kind of making these deals, and what benefits, because that's the art of a trade. It's not necessarily to rip somebody off. It's to help somebody now to help somebody later, right? Like even a lot of my trades, like I love to help contenders now, and then if they win the ship and you traded them that piece, they're going to remember that, and hopefully you can get a better deal later. So when you rip somebody off, a lot of times people aren't going to come back knocking.
Yeah. Yep.
So we got a new segment, Muscles. I got a new segment. We talked about this called the Blown Fuse segment. So I just want to let everybody know this is a safe space here at the Fantasy Football Power Hour. You can complain what upsets you in your league, a player, a trade, a league mate, perhaps. Are you a Cincinnati fan? Did you have to witness Chicago scoring at the end of the game with Colston Loveland and seeing Chase Brown, freak out and kind of call out the defense? Don't blame him at all, by the way. That was absolutely horrible. We want to know. So if you want to put it in the comments, that's cool. We're going to at least discuss something as well in the meantime. But, for our little segment here, I'm going to talk about Kyle Monangai, all right? So it's not necessarily Kyle Monangai. So we're in a league where somebody's trying to trade Monangai, and maybe this guy's listening. I don't know, but he wanted a second and third, I believe, and a lot of people really jumped. He's not worth that. He's not worth that. And you know what? A player is worth what somebody will pay, man. So what do? I go over to Dynasty Daddy. I look through the trade database. He went for a first in the league. He went for a first in multiple leagues. And
I was in a league where he went for a first.
Yeah.
I sent a GIF. I can't remember the GIF, but
yeah. But I just don't like that the guy's trying to be active. He's trying to move a piece, which is cool. Everybody was pretty civil about it. Nobody was being ignorant or anything, but don't be that ignorant asshole in your league. And because guess what? You just lost a trade partner. And when you're like that, other people aren't going to want to trade with you. And you better hope you rely on good drafting. You better hope so, because whenever you start taking away trade partners, you are shit out of luck. So do not be the asshole in the league that sits there and says that somebody's not worth something that they necessarily are, because sometimes an overpay today is an underpay tomorrow.
Right. That, or just say it, and just because like you said, I'm in that league, and I remember the next day you're like, man, I had to mute that chat because they just kept going on and on about it. I know, I was tired of reading about Kyle Monangai. Just say your piece, and then just move on.
I'm the guy. I'm like you. I'll send a GIF.
Exactly.
Something funny, something just whatever, and then I move on about my day.
Yep. Yeah. It was literally 20 messages. Them going back and forth about Kyle Monangai's value.
In my opinion, I think DeAndre Swift's still the starter. Now he's going to earn more of a role after this game, and he could step up. I mean, Swift has been somebody. What if Swift goes down next week, God forbid, and he's out for the rest of the season? What's Monangai worth then?
Yeah.
So, the guy's trying to capitalize, and I'm not trading Kyle Monangai for a third. I'm not necessarily buying him for a second, but I do think it's smart to try to offload him and see what you can get. So
yeah.
That's kind of my little segment. Do you have anything else to add? Anybody in the comments?
No, I'm just right there with you. I was in a league with a guy. Well, actually, obviously multiple guys, but it's in that league. I do got to boast a little bit here. I know I was talking to you about it. I was drafting quarterbacks left and right. Nobody was valuing quarterbacks, and everybody. I know the one guy. Basically, they said that they made a pact and never trade with me. And I still have 4 or 5 quarterbacks, but I did manage
Super flex league, by the way.
Yep, I did manage to pull a couple trades. I am first in points scored. One guy was before the season, he was like sitting there like talking smack, like, man, this team's gonna suck. Like he's got 8 quarterbacks. He doesn't know he can only start 2. Like da 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 da. So I remember Ishman was in the league, so I put in the chat. I'm like, all right, let's trade first round picks. Let's go.
Yeah.
And that guy was like, "Oh man, I don't want to do that." I was like, "No, man, I'm gonna be the worst team in the league.
He's
Let's
talking
go.
too much shit. He froze.
Yeah.
You froze up, Muscles.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back now. You were talking so much shit, you froze up.
Yeah. So he was like talking that he was like, yeah, and I was like, let's trade first. And he like sat here and like drug his feet, and then everybody started making fun of him. They're like, no, trade him. You did say it. You put it in the chat, So finally we did make the trade, and right now I'm holding the 102, and he's holding the 111. So kudos to him for talking that shit.
Yep, exactly, and call him out on it. I love it.
I did.
I love it. So. But that's our little safe space where it is a blown fuse here. So we got to talk about it. We got to get this shit out. So that's going to do it for that. I do want to talk about Fast Draft. Fast Draft sponsors this show. If you haven't checked out the Fast Draft app, you need to go check it out. Use a promo code POWER and they will match you first time deposit up to $50. We are mid-season in the DFS contest, and they are rolling hot, man. I mean, they're filling up faster and faster. More people are getting over there. So make sure you get in on that action. Make sure you get over there. Again, use that promo code POWER. They'll match you up to $50 if you are a first-time depositor.
Now they do have a promo this week, I believe, right? What if you max out both contests?
You get $20, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
I knew I got that alert today. I couldn't remember what it was though.
Yep. If you max out the competition and go into their Discord and you post over there that you did and show proof of it, after the games, you will get $20 in promo funds just for doing that. You can still use this promo code too to get that extra money.
Yeah.
So just kind of giving away money here. I don't know how to get more people over there whenever you're giving away money, but I love it. Like
you've been killing it. I know my best balls are still doing all right, but yeah, you've been killing it. I think, like you said, this beats the lineup trains.
It does. It does. When you have these where you can move people's boosters, it really does avoid the lineup trains and really helps you get creative and try to kind of check the matchups and not be afraid to put in certain stuff. So
yeah, now that NASCAR season's over, I'll be putting more money in the Fast Draft.
There we go. Muscles is a taker. So let's get into the power ranks. We're not going to go like real crazy with these, but kind of give a bit of reasoning on some teams. So 1 through 32. Muscles, how do you want to do this? Do you just want to do like obviously we might be different in some, but like we can do 32 to 28 and maybe talk about it, just go down 5 or 6 teams. Does that work?
Yeah, that works for me.
So my number 32 team here, it's got to be the Tennessee Titans for me. One win, it was completely lucky. We just this coach was already fired. We got a new coaching staff in. You can see the frustration. They're selling guys. If you're looking at from a dynasty standpoint, besides Cam Ward, who are you excited that's on the Titans? Like
maybe Tajay Spears, but I think he's replaced. Like dynasty wise, it's like if you're looking 2-3 years down the road, I think the only person still there is Cam Ward, like you said.
Yeah. I do too, and we'll have to see what happens with the coaching staff. So they got to be 32 for me. 31, I have the New Orleans Saints. Again, who are you excited about? The defense is okay. But like Tyler Shuck, we'll see what happens. We had Spencer Rattler, Kamara. I'm just out on Kamara. He looks like a shell of himself. I mean, for me, even as a contender, I'm just not really interested in Alvin Kamara. Chris Olave, I mean, I just feel like he's always a concussion away from just being done. So that's always scary. I mean, maybe Jawan Johnson, but he's still on the waiver wire leagues. Like, again, just not really anybody there. I think they're going to be struggling here for a little bit. So kind of see. I
Now,
mean, they still have a chance for number 1 pick. I do think the Titans probably still get that pick, but just kind of a bad franchise right now. I mean, things will change, as always happens. And here at 30, I have the Raiders. I mean, they took a luxury pick in Ashton Genty, signed Geno to a bad deal. Geno's been very, very disappointing. I mean, you do have Brock Bowers, so from a dynasty standpoint, there's pieces. There's pieces like Ashton Genty. There's pieces like Brock Bowers, but from a franchise standpoint, the defense is bad, and they took 2 luxury picks. So
yeah, I think I have the Browns here, but
you
I
have the Browns
definitely
there.
I don't. I think the Raiders and the Browns are kind of
Yeah,
the same
I have the
same boat.
Browns. I have the Browns up a little bit, but there's some
Okay.
bad teams between us. Bad teams.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
so 29. So we were both on Titans and Saints
Yep. Yep.
and Raiders. You have Browns. I have Dolphins here at 29. So we look Tyreek Hill, obviously, possibly career-ending injury. They have Jalen Waddle. Tua's on this deal. Has not looked good. Tua's still going to be the quarterback, by the way. I know a lot of people are calling for Quinn Ewers and whoever. I mean, good luck with that. I mean, they're just not going to be any better than Tua. Mike McDaniel's probably out of a job here. Defense is horrible. Miami's another one. They're going to be going into rebuild. I mean, we already seen them trade the edge rusher.
Now, do you have Miami over the Jets? Because I think I have the Jets lower than
So
Miami.
I have the Jets next here at 28.
28. Okay.
Yeah, I have the Jets here at 28, and that's just they have some pieces, and
Yeah.
I like what they did with the draft capital. Like Adam said earlier, let's see what they do with it. They're doing the right things. They just got to draft the right players and make the right decisions. And the Jets are notorious for not doing that. And I hate to say that, but it's just kind of true. It's just been a franchise that seems like year after year they just make the wrong choices. So I can't bump them up too far, but that's why they are where they are for me, just for the simple fact that I like the capital and I think they have a chance.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think years down the I think next year, their power rankings got to go up a little bit, see what happens with their draft. But yeah, I can see that.
And then I have the Cleveland Browns here at 27. So, you're a little bit lower than me. I really like what they have on the defense side of the ball. I even underestimated the defense, but I feel like when you do have an edge rusher, a defensive player like Myles Garrett, obviously frustrated though, had 5 sacks. He still lost. So, drawing a blank. What game was that? He
What
had
was
5
that?
sacks and they lost.
Oh, I can't remember.
Well, anyways, I mean, you got Myles Garrett. They have a solid defense. I think Judkins is a real deal. I think he's a very, very solid back, but they gotta change some things in Cleveland because they always just feel like Cleveland's always a solid defense, but they can't ever get anything going on offense. And I mean, something that is alarming, I like Dylan Gabriel in college. I don't think he fits the offense well. Obviously, we're seeing it. I think he's going to be replaced. I think we will see Shador Sanders. I say this every damn week. It will happen eventually. But I think what's alarming is Joe Flacco looked like he was basically dust there. Like, I did
Yeah,
not want Joe Flacco. And look what he's doing in Cincinnati. So, got to change something here.
exactly. I agree. They've got a clean house eventually. I do like Stefanski, but I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
They just need a whole culture change. I know that's a big word on another thing, but they do. They
So
need a
let's
culture
see.
change.
So we had Titans and Saints, and then 30 you had Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
And then who'd you have at 29? I had the Dolphins.
I had the Jets.
You have the Jets there. So did we have them flip flop? Do you have the Dolphins at 28
Yep.
or do you have? Okay, then you have the Dolphins here. 27, obviously the Browns. Who'd you have at 27?
27. Oh, I have the Giants.
Oh, you have the Giants. Okay. Okay. I'm a little bit higher on the Giants. Let's hear the Giants for you.
I mean, I do think they're an up and coming team. I mean, I do like Jackson Dart. I just think, Scadaboo is going to hurt a little bit. They do need some receiver help. I just think for rest of the year, I'm thinking like this year,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no Malik Neighbors, of course, no Cam Scadaboo.
right.
It's just a depleted team, but definitely their outlook next year is really bright. I do
Yeah.
agree with that.
And maybe maybe I kind of miscommunicated it to you, like between this year and next year. But yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be a struggle this year, but you
Hmm.
know, next year I think it definitely is bright. But I don't
Oh,
want to put them
I
up. I
can't
have the
wait.
Giants. What's that?
I said I can't wait to see like Dart next year with a healthy Scadaboo and Malik
Uh,
Neighbors, and if they can get another weapon in there, like
I-
it's gonna be fireworks. I think.
It could be, and so I have them at 21, but I
Okay.
don't want to go too crazy just for the simple fact, and I might have them a little bit too high. I don't want to go too crazy because we always see, the sophomore slump out of these guys. So I'm just afraid Jackson Dart's value is going to go like real crazy high because,
Yeah.
like you said, we're going to see Malik Neal, we're going to see this, we're going to see that. And then Jackson Dart underperforms and everybody panics. And that's whenever I'm going to pounce on him.
Yep. Yep.
But I think Jackson Dart's fine for the long term.
I do too.
26. Who do you have at 26?
I have the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay. Okay, I have the Cardinals here at 26, and I have the Falcons at 23. So,
Okay.
and I think this is all a toss up as well. I really do because the Falcons are just a team. I just don't know what to do. I can't trust them. I
I
really,
can't
really
either.
trusted. I really trusted Bijan in that Miami game. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
he's gonna go off, and just did absolutely nothing, and they got killed by one-eyed Tua.
That was that was what I was gonna say. This is a team that I'm just staying away from betting wise because you just don't know.
No, they beat Buffalo. Like what?
Yeah, yeah. What the hell? And it's between this team and the team they were playing, like Miami. It's like they'll go from looking like the best team in the league to not even throwing a touchdown pass the next week.
Yeah,
It's these both of these teams are just ugly right now.
yeah, they really are. 25. I have the Carolina Panthers here. I just, again, not a big Bryce Young fan. Now, I mean, they just go out and beat the Packers. That's what the Packers do. They come out and can beat some good teams and lose to shitty ones. Like they who else? They lost to the Panthers. They lost to the Browns too. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just think with the Panthers, they signed Chuba to that deal. Rico Waddle's looking like he's the guy going forward. It's just not pretty. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
They drafted Leggett high. They just keep missing on a lot of these draft picks, and I think Carolina's going to struggle for a while, man, especially if they hang on to Bryce Young.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
I have the Texans here at 24. CJ Stroud. Actually, I think CJ Stroud is out for this week. Another team, just like the Falcons, man, hot and cold. Like, they can come out and just start tearing the field up and looking good. I think the defense is solid, but sometimes shows some weakness, and you just don't know what you're getting offensively out of the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I got the Commanders just because rest of the season. Like I thought we were doing like rest of the season and no Jayden Daniels. They lost 4 in a row. I
Yeah,
don't know. I think unfortunately bad
I have
times
the
are ahead.
and I have the Commanders at 22. I'm with you. I still, because that's the thing. They have Jayden Daniels, but they do have a big time aging team. They need to figure out the running back position.
Mm-hmm.
Ja'Cory Krosky, great story, but he's not going to be the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not going to be the guy. They need to figure that out. So for me, then we already talked Falcons with 23 for me, 22 Commanders, 21 Giants, 20. I have the Cincinnati Bengals here. Defense is absolutely horrible. I mean, that was
Mm-hmm.
just watching that Chicago game. I didn't think there could be a worse defense than Chicago, and Cincinnati says hold my beer, and they get to play each other.
Yeah, I have them at 23. Yeah, back-to-back losses. Obviously, they did beat up on the Steelers, and I believe we have them next, right? The Steelers do.
I'm not 100% sure.
But we'll see. I mean, obviously, we do have supposedly Burrow coming back at some point with the Bengals, but we'll see. Maybe they're just so far out of it that they just shut them down for the year. That'd probably be
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Probably what I would do, but knowing Cincinnati, they'll probably tote them out there to get killed again. But
We have the Steelers have the Chargers this week, and then week 11, yeah, they play the Bengals.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot. That's a Sunday night game. The Steelers are on. Yeah, Sunday night. So
Against the Chargers or the Bengals?
yep,
I was gonna
the
say
Chargers.
okay. That might be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, that might not be bad at all. 19, I have Dallas. Again, Dallas, good offense, but then sometimes they struggle. I think I worry with Dallas is now they got a little better on defense here, trying to make a couple moves, but like I still feel like it's a very beatable defense, and the offense when it spits and sputters, it really spits and sputters. I kind of seen it against Arizona, so Javonte has taken a little bit of a step back. That's a little bit of a worry for me.
Yeah.
He's not been horrible by any means.
No, he's been
Yeah,
mid.
he's kind of came back to earth, I guess.
Yeah. I have them at 21. Just because they can't win consecutive games. I guess they haven't.
No.
And I mean they're just not going to win the NFC East that way. I don't know. Like you said, this defense is bad. We saw them be in that shootout against the Giants. I know we were at work that day. And then they were in a shootout that next week too. I forget who they lost to, but it just seems like this defense just can't.
Green Bay was a big time shootout. Yeah.
Yeah. This defense just can't hold anybody. So the offense is great, but like you said, one sputter, like one little sputter, and that's you have to score 40 points in order to win a football game.
The Giants were one that we watched. It was a big time shootout with them too.
Yeah. Yep.
And we seen against Chicago. Remember when Dak really, really struggled against Chicago, and look how bad that defense is. So
yeah,
something that I have to keep in the back of my mind there. 18, I have the 49ers. I feel like they're a CMC injury away from just being really, really bad. Okay. Mac Jones, I love the coaching staff. They do a great job. They have not been healthy. Ricky Pearsall's been out again. Brock Purdy, him stepping up. Kendrick Bourne stepping up. Jawan Jennings rising to the occasion. I love to see that, but your team can only take so many injuries, and that they run this offense through Christian McCaffrey, and knock on wood, he's been great. He's been on the field, and that's what we need. But I feel like if he's not, they could get really, really ugly. So they're an injury away from just being bad. And I don't think the defense is good as it usually is either.
I do agree. If CMC does go down, this definitely the floor does fall. But I have them up at 14. I'm a little bit higher. Okay. I think that went against the Rams. I think that was huge for them. I know we kind of did call, or did we bet on the Rams or 49ers? I feel like we bet on the 49ers to win that game. I think they were, or no, that was the Texans they played that we were betting on.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. A completely different game. Throw that out there, but basically they're 3-0 against the NFC West there. So
wow,
that's good. They're beating up their division rivals. Like I said, beating the Rams last week definitely helped. They should be getting healthier. We don't know the whole Mac Jones, Brock Purdy thing. Kittle should be maybe back to being normal.
Yep.
Pearsall's been hurt also.
Yeah, they need him back too.
They need him back. So I think it's going to trend up for now, but I definitely agree. Like they are relying on CMC a little too much, and if CMC goes down, this team's just completely shot. Like,
yep.
Yeah, I will agree with you.
And I think, and I'm surprised. I'm very surprised, and we've seen Houston do it, and Houston win that game, like you were just saying. Why don't you just completely take CMC out of the game? Like, you know what I mean? I don't. don't worry about blitzing Mac Jones and everything. Just worry about CMC. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
And if he catches anything, keep in front of the sticks. I know it sounds easier said than done. Like, I know I'm sitting here on a podcast saying this, but like, I don't know why teams don't do that more often. I think Houston did a great job, and that's why they won.
Yeah.
17, I have Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's a big fraud. Again, shitting on Trevor Lawrence, but it's true. Like, they damn near lost to the Raiders here. Like, it just seems like Travis Etienne can't get in the end zone. Bashal Tutin's been a disappointment. Travis Hunter went to the IR, so they were really relying on him, defense and offense. And just as Hunter looked like, which I don't know if he's out for the season. It wouldn't surprise me, honestly, but he's at least out short-term IR. Just seemed like he was really taking that step forward. Love Travis Hunter as a player, but that definitely has to hurt. I mean, I know bringing in Jacoby Myers helps, but Brian Thomas having his struggles. I still don't think the defense is great. It's better than what I thought. It's definitely better than what I thought, but
yeah, they're 15 for me. We're right about in the same spot.
Okay.
They do have the Titans twice. I did see on their schedule. But then again,
game, that's true.
But they do have the Colts twice also. So they do have 2 tough games there, then 2 should be cakewalk games. But,
should be, but damn, look at this Raiders game.
Exactly. So they do have a 4-game lead in the division right now. So we'll see how that pans out. Like you said, getting Jacoby Myers should help, but this is a team that I don't want to say have like a lot of faith in them being consistent. Like, they're just a very sloppy, inconsistent team. I hate betting on them,
I know.
So it's a team that I circle to just stay away from. I don't. You don't know which team shows up.
No, you don't. 16, I have Minnesota here. Carson Wentz, IR. Now we're getting JJ McCarthy. They end up winning in Detroit, which was a complete shocker. Ended up screwing me on a big-time bet. But now it's just kind of the fun part, I guess, of the NFL. It sucks for betting, but it's kind of, this stuff can happen every week. Minnesota's just that team. I don't know what to do because they definitely have – their defense is so hit and miss, and I feel like they're a little more hit than miss. But at the same time, the offense, I still believe in J.J. McCarthy, man. We were on here like every week, hey, buy J.J. McCarthy, or hold him. I'm not selling him. Like,
yeah,
we were definitely a little bit worried because why is it Wentz, and that it's a little bit worrisome, but I think he looked fine. He didn't look great, but he looked fine. So
yeah. Where do you have them? What number?
I have them at 16.
Okay, I have them at 18, so a little low, but they are basically the same. Just I want to see more out of McCarthy right now.
I do too. I still do.
They definitely have the weapons. They have the Packers. Or no, they're 2 games behind the Packers. So yeah, we'll see.
Does Brian Flores get another opportunity to be a head coach in the NFL, Moss?
I would think.
I think he does.
I would think. Yeah, I think he's done a good enough job.
I do too. And I mean, I'm not a very big advocate of defensive-minded head coaches. I'm just not, unless you bring in a very good-minded offensive coordinator, I guess. But
yeah, because we had this discussion on here about Kurt Warner, right? Saying that, like, that is huge coming from like Kurt Warner,
Well, big problem with it too, in my opinion, is if you do get a Ben Johnson as your offensive coordinator and they're really, really good, they're gonna leave. They're gonna get a job.
Yeah.
So then you have to replace it again. Like, it just kind of sucks. If you're like a McVay or something where you're already offensive minded, then okay, go ahead and thank you, but I got it.
Right.
To 15, I have Chicago here, which might be a little bit high, and I'm not trying to be biased because I'm a Caleb guy, but like, the defense is bad, but I still think the offense looks pretty damn good. Now, they probably should have lost this game to Cincinnati, to be completely honest. Chicago's another one that's hit and miss. You just don't know what you're kind of getting. And I know Caleb Williams looked good in fantasy production, but like going back and watching some of that game, he made some boneheaded plays and throws. I won't. I'm not gonna lie to everybody. That's kind of what I seen. So hopefully he can kind of collect himself and got to get Roma Dunze in the damn game. That's screwing a
I
lot of bets
know.
too. Got to see.
I know.
Got an egg for us.
Yeah, same. I'm just a big Roman Dunze guy, so I want to see more of that. But yeah, I got them at 17.
Okay.
Same, just kind of low. Just want to see
Yep.
more out of Caleb Williams.
Yep. Same here. 14, I have the LA Chargers. I think the LA Chargers are a little bit better of a team than even kind of what they've shown us. They've just dealing with injuries this year. Amari and Hampton being out, this line's decimated. The defense isn't great, but I feel like on coaching alone with Harbaugh, there's always a little bit of a chance. So
Yeah.
I think they're a team that it's like probably not going to go far, if they get a wild card, but I wouldn't count them out.
Yep, I have them at 13. So
Okay.
you have them at 14?
Have them at 14. I have Pittsburgh here at 13. Not trying to be a homer. You got where do you have them?
12. Yep, I have the Chargers and Steelers back to back, just like you, just one spot.
So that should be a good game Sunday night. Then we think
it very well should be. Yeah,
same kind of competition. And Aaron Rodgers has really surprised me. I mean, I'd be lying to say that he hasn't. He by no means is he an all-star, but he's been in there. His old bitchy self. Did you see the ball hit him in the hand before the game, and he was pissed off? And
I didn't get to see that, but I'm gonna go back and watch that now.
I guess the center. I didn't see it. I just heard about it. I guess the center snapped the ball wrong or something and hurt his finger and just. It's Aaron Rodgers, man.
Not to go on a Steelers tangent, but like this is kind of like what the Steelers need. Though they need a guy that like calls people out. Isn't afraid to like be like, hey, you fucked up, like because Mike Tom, like we just had this, oh, it's all right, man. Slap him on the ass and go to the next play, like
yeah. Then talk the competition down, like, oh, they're really good, but
spearheaded.
They looked really, really good against the Colts. It was a bad game for the Colts, good game for the Steelers. I wouldn't expect that out of this defense every week.
I wouldn't either. No.
But it was nice to see TJ Watt kind of do something. And if TJ Watt can continue to do that, this defense will be better. The defense, as I said, like the whole offense in San Francisco's around Christian McCaffrey, the whole defense in Pittsburgh is around TJ Watt. Like,
oh, you're 100% right. Yeah.
If TJ Watt plays good, or gets a turnover, there's a good chance we're going to win.
Yeah, I like Highsmith and everything, but yeah, TJ Watt's. He's it. Like that secondary's trash. Everybody, it's just oof.
I got Green Bay here next at 12. They just they can beat good teams. They lose to bad teams. Tucker Kraft hurts this team immensely, in my opinion. They really scheme the offense around Tucker Kraft, in my opinion, and then just whoever gets the scraps, if it's going to be Matthew Golden, Christian Watson, whoever, like it just Romeo Dobbs. You never know who it's going to be. Josh, really, I should say the offense is really built around Josh Jacobs, I guess, but in the passing game, it's built around Tucker Kraft. So, and I just don't think Luke Musgrave can do what Tucker Kraft did, although I again, like Luke Musgrave, but it's just still different.
Yeah. Yep. I have them at 11. So same thing. Just, they're a good team. I just think they're a little, I don't want to say a fraud, but I think they're overrated.
I do
as
too.
As far as record goes.
I do too. 11, I have the LA Rams here. Just playing really, really good football. Defense still isn't great, but it's okay. It's okay. But Matthew Stafford, that's the main one that worries me. As long as he's healthy, I probably have him a little bit too low at 11, but I just think
I have them at 5. I think they're playing great.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I have them at 5.
I don't mind that. Again, for me, just a little bit of the injury with him, and then I feel like Puka Nacua is just always banged up too. Like, comes in against the Saints and then questionable to return, questionable to play this week. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like
That is the big knock on Puka there. I will
he's
agree.
so good, but he's made of glass.
Yeah.
But if he's
Yeah, and
healthy, this team can go far.
yeah, I think if Puka can stay healthy, and I think if Stafford's back, I mean that's my big thing there too. We hate to beat a dead horse, but we talked about it all year. If back injuries don't just go away,
Mm-mm.
we know
Mm-mm.
that. So
Yep.
if his back injury can just stay away and stay somewhat, okay, I think this team's legit.
Yeah. Yeah. They got a good offense and a solid defense. Here at 10, this might surprise people. I have the Baltimore Ravens here at 10. I think their team's much better than what their record is. The defense has been bad, but again, they're starting to get healthy. If you watch, getting players back, by no means is this defense usually what it is. Usually, last year it was bad too. Usually Baltimore, usually the AFC North is solid defenses. It's been really, really bad as of late. Like Pittsburgh's always been smash mouth. Cincinnati, I mean, we used to watch a lot of games, rival games like that where people were really laying licks on each other. Same with Baltimore, like the Ed Reed, Ray Lewis days, which far behind us, I guess. But like, when you have Lamar Jackson, we said with their record, they were only plus 125 to win a division. So like,
Yeah,
even Vegas is sitting here telling us like, hey, it's a good chance we're going to win a division. So don't
yeah.
count Baltimore out. And I still think, even though the Steelers beat the Colts, I still think there's a good chance Baltimore wins the division.
Yeah, I do too. I do have the Ravens a little bit lower, but I think that they're gonna rise fast, especially if Lamar keeps playing the way he does. It's just that defense. That
Yeah,
defense is just god awful right
it
now.
it it is bad. They're coming, like I said, they're getting healthy, but they're
Yep.
not going to be. Defense wins championships, and I just don't think they have the defense to do it.
And I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched like a full Ravens game. I don't know if they're like if Derrick Henry looks like a shell of himself. But I think that hurts. I think
It
that hurts
does.
a lot.
It does. It
I don't know
definitely
if they're
does.
kind of saving them. I mean, they're still running them, but we're seeing a lot of Keaton Mitchell and Justice
Right.
Hill. Like last year, we weren't seeing that. Like
No.
it was the Derrick Henry show, and that he wasn't coming off the field.
Nope. Nope. And maybe they are saving them because it's coming to an end with that. It's definitely coming
Yeah.
to an end.
Yep.
I have Denver here at 9. And it might even be a little bit high. I think they
I'm
got
on a
a really
7. I'm on a 7.
okay. They got a really solid defense when Surtain's on the field. Now
Yes.
it's really hard when he's not, but we're going to see him back here in a couple weeks. I think the offense is just good enough. I think Bo Nix can do what he needs to do. By no means do I want Bo Nix in a shootout. Like, I know what he did against the Giants. I know what he did against Dallas. Very suspect secondaries, in my opinion. But again, they have J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey. They're going to run the shit out of the ball. And Bo Nix is just that guy that can get a first down with his legs. He can just keep the drive moving. So, like, I think the defense is good enough to propel them, and Bo Nix is good enough to save them.
Yeah, they got a matchup against Kansas City, I believe, in Week 11. I'm really excited for that game. I think that'll be the tall tale sign of like
Yeah.
who the alpha is in that division. But I think it's
Yeah.
it's starting to tilt to Denver's way a little bit, and I'm hoping, but we'll see.
Yeah. Division game, they always play each other tough. And
They do.
Mahomes will sometimes struggle against Denver. We've seen that multiple times.
Oh yeah, 100%.
8 here, I have Tampa Bay. They're starting to get healthy. Bucky Irving isn't, as of now, practicing. Chris Godwin, again, isn't practicing. I've said it before. I think Chris Godwin could be out for the year, borderline retirement. Like, I just don't know if the guy has anything left. We'll see about the retirement part, but I'm really, really I'd put like 85%. I don't know if we see Chris Godwin the rest of the year. And
Yeah.
Puka's been banged up, so he's been a little bit slower. But Baker's been a little bit bad too, but like, he'll get it together. I still have faith in this team, and solid defense, not great, but the offense I think will propel them.
Yeah, I have them at 4. I think, like you said, Godwin's a question mark. Mike Evans is shut down, but I think Ibuka will get healthy here at some point. Cade Otton's been the guy that's kind of like been disappointing. He's
Yeah.
been solid, but like I'm not saying he needed to take like a Tucker Craft kind of leap, but I'm surprised he hasn't. Like,
I am too, especially with these injuries.
yeah, but
Really surprised.
Bucky Irving coming back. I know, Rashad White's backfield or whatever, but Bucky's coming back, and that should help. But yeah, this could be like a surprise Super Bowl contender, I think. If everything goes right, maybe they get their guys back by the end of the year.
Yep. Seattle here at 7 for me. Seattle's playing good football. Sam Darnold's doing what he needs to do. The defenses looked pretty damn good. I am shocked how good Sam Darnold's playing. I didn't think he'd
Oh,
be
I am too.
any better than he was at Minnesota, and I think he is. JSN right now might be the best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he's a number 1 receiver in Dynasty. As of right now, AJ Brown had a stretch of this before. Remember, maybe it was last year. Like, AJ Brown was hot. Right now, JSN is hot. Like,
6 catches and 60 yards or something like that. AJ Brown had in like so many consecutive games. Like, there was so many yards and so many catches. Like, I can't remember the exact number, but yeah, JSN's going on that sort of stretch.
Yeah, he's like a slam dunk for like 8 catches, 80 to 100 yards every week. It's just, it sucks for dynasty fantasy football guys, this backfield. I really feel strongly that Kenneth Walker is a better back, but they use Zach Charbonnet, and both of them haven't been great as of late, but they do enough to get it done. Seattle's a good team right now, man. We'll see what continues to happen, but if Sam Darnold keeps playing like this and the defense is good enough, they have a shot here.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Where do you have Seattle?
I have them at 9. I have them a little bit lower, but
okay.
I definitely
not too much. These are kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, the thing with Seattle is they do kind of write their own get to write their own story, because no, that was the last team. I'm sorry. I thought the last team we were talking about had three division games like back to back. So never mind.
Oh, okay.
Scratch that part. I was reading the wrong thing.
You're good, man. I still like you're bringing out these stats, though.
Yeah,
I like you're bringing them out. At 6, I have New England. Drake May. It just seems like Drake May has really taken that step forward, and they have a pretty damn easy schedule rest of the year. And he stepped up on occasions, like the Buffalo Bills. They ended up winning that game. I know they lost to Pittsburgh, but I think New England has something here with Drake May, obviously, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. And defense looking good. Travion Henderson, let's use a little more without Ramondre Stevenson, but they're still going to continue to run the shit out of the ball. Drake May just continues to put them in good situations. The defense has been solid. So just with their rest of schedule, I think they're probably going to be a top team. I think the tall tale sign of Drake May is get him in a playoff game against, a true blue contender.
Oh yeah. I have them in 8. Where do you have them?
I have them at 6.
6. Okay, so right around. Yeah, I agree. I think this team's got a great thing cooking, and I think it's going to get a little bit better as we go. Stephon Diggs has been a lot better than I thought he was going to be too. I mean, we do got to give credit there.
He has been. He disappointed me this week. He didn't hit his prop. I think it was like 40 some yards, but he did have the touchdown. He has been. It's been nice to see Diggs kind of come back. And whenever we thought he was completely washed, a lot of people did.
Yeah, I did.
5 here, I have Indianapolis. Again, no, they just lost to Pittsburgh, but I just trust Jonathan Taylor a lot with the ball. And Daniel Jones, besides this week against Pittsburgh, has shown he can take the game into his hands and kind of, win them games. So I think for me, they got to be right here, and getting Sauce Gardner really helps propel that defense. I mean, the defense hasn't been that good. I mean, they signed Who'd they sign? He was like a security guard, and he played corner for them the other week.
Really?
Yeah, I think he used to be in the NFL, then he was security guard. So
Oh man, I have the Colts at 3. I think I'm right there with you. I think they definitely have a good thing going there. I wish, obviously, like you said, wish we would have bought into more Daniel Jones. He's looking like the real deal there. But getting Sauce Gardner helps. Jonathan Taylor, looking like that RB1.
yeah, oh yeah. Alex
But
asked, was offered A.J. Brown and J.K. Dobbins for Henry. Should I take it? And I'm guessing that's Derrick Henry. Alex, if this is a dynasty league, is it
yeah,
PPR? Either way, I think I'm taking the A.J. Brown Dobbins side
yeah,
for
I
Derrick
think so
Henry.
too. I think so too.
I think redraft, no matter what it is for
Yeah.
me.
Yep. Yep. Redraft. Definitely dynasty.
Yeah, absolutely. 4, I have Detroit. I just them losing to Miami, that sucks. I feel like they're a hot and cold team. Detroit kind of pissed me off. They came out and said they wanted to get the ball to Jamison Williams more, and they did that. But it came to a cost of them losing to Minnesota. I mean, don't get fancy here. Get the ball to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Use Jahmyr Gibbs the right way. Getting fancy is going to lose a game, so hopefully they can kind of recover off this. Defenses, they got Malcolm Rodriguez. If he wasn't back this week, he is coming back very soon. Kind of help out that linebacking core, and we know what this offense can do. We
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and then now they have Aiden Hutchinson. They signed him to his
from
deal.
ESPN Buffaloes, now one Colt.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. The Colts. Siri was listening. The Colts are not the Colts. The Detroit for me, I had them at 6. It's one of those where they lost to Kansas City. That game was tough to watch.
Yeah.
It's just, and then we got the Jared Goff road versus away splits, and those are always kind of tough. So that for me, I had to take that into account and just put them a little bit lower.
Yeah, and I get that. I definitely get that. It's a tough division. I think the division got a little weaker with Green Bay losing Kraft, knocking them down a peg.
Oh,
Minnesota
absolutely.
being a question mark, and Chicago, again, like Chicago, just got to see what we get out of Caleb here. At 3, I have Buffalo. So I'm kind of curious to see where you have Buffalo. Can they get over the hump? That's just they can win regular season. I mean, they were plus money. They were plus money here against the Chiefs. So that's why I said I don't mind them plus money against the Chiefs. Regular season, they can win. They gotta prove to me that they can win in the playoffs, and they just haven't been able to prove that. The only person that's really went toe to toe with Mahomes and won's Joe Burrow. So we gotta get that out of Josh Allen here, man.
We do. I have them at 1. I hate to be reactionary, but just because of what they did there. So against Kansas City.
Yeah, same. Hey, what's up, Marcus? Thanks for tuning in, man. We really appreciate it. Going here, let's go to 2. I have Kansas City. So I think this it's kind of weird. We're used to being like Kansas City's offense could really take a step forward. I think it's opposites this year. I think Kansas City offense has looked pretty damn good so far. The defense is kind of what's been struggling a little bit here for Kansas City, but I can never count out Patrick Mahomes.
You're right.
Don't mean to sound like Chris Collinsworth here, by the way. Like you can't count them out.
No, you can't. I have them at 5. So
okay.
Yeah, it's definitely, you can't count them out. They are getting healthy at the right time. With Rashid Rice, I know he wasn't hurt, but getting him back, I think definitely helped.
Xavier Worthy's banged up.
Xavier Worthy's banged up, so that'll help too when he's able to come back. But Travis Kelce, it's kind of looking like
box scores look good for Kelce, but if you watch him on the field, he don't look good.
No.
He don't look good. Before we get to 1 here, let's see. Marcus has 12-man full PPR quarterback. May, Love, Achane, Bucky, Henry, Woody. Trade ideas for the playoffs. Really hard.
Is it super flex or 1 quarterback?
12-man full PPR. I'm gonna say it's just single quarterback. I mean, Achane,
Bucky, Henry, Woody. I don't mind rolling with them.
Well, I really like. Really
I don't
like
know
the team, honestly. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna
always good
say.
to get some depth at running back, I guess.
Yeah, receivers. I don't know how many receivers we're starting, but JSN, Almond Raw, those are two great
Garrett
studs. And then
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson being the third. Shaheed. I mean, it would be nice to get a, in my opinion, a better fourth.
Yeah,
Um,
it wouldn't hurt to get a little more running back depth and try to upgrade that fourth receiver. If it's a 3, do you start 3 receivers? You only starting 2. But I like your Kittle Fannin tight
yeah,
end. I mean, if you
yeah,
don't got
tight
Brock
end's good.
Bowers, Kittle's going to get back to normal here too.
Oh
Get
yeah,
him a little more
yep.
time. Let's go to number 1 here, Muscles. So I have Philadelphia here at 1. Might surprise some people. I know Saquon's been kind of hit or miss. Saquon's been kind of hit or miss. Looked really good against the Giants. He's dealing with a groin injury. Questionable play this week. Tank Bigsby should have been a priority waiver wire ad, in my opinion. If you haven't got him, I would handcuff him, buy him cheap. If he's on the waiver wire, pick him up. If it's probably a 12 man, I'm not really worried about a 10 man.
Yeah.
Depending on what your running back situation is. But I got them at 1. Where do you have Philadelphia here?
I have them at 2, right there. Right there.
Who was your number 1?
The Buffalo.
Buffalo.
I said I hate to be reactionary and just say because
Yeah.
they beat Kansas City, but that was a huge game for them. So
It'd be nice to see him get over the. I'm a Josh Allen guy.
yeah,
I'm a Josh Allen guy. It'd be nice to see him, but I think the main thing that scares me with Buffalo is just that run defense. They gotta wrap up, guys.
yeah,
They gotta wrap up, guys. But I mean, you get a shootout with Josh Allen. It's hard to go toe to toe.
you're right.
It's really hard.
The Eagles have a crucial stretch coming up. They do have the Packers, and then they have the Lions, and then they have the Cowboys. So that'll be a huge stretch for the Eagles. Like that's going to be huge if they come out winning 2 of those games. I think that's a win for them.
I think there's a good chance they do. I really do.
Yeah,
I really do. I can see them losing to Dallas and beating Detroit and Green Bay.
Yeah, that'll be probably the Eagles' way of doing it.
Right? Like, oh, they're gonna win 3 and then they just win 2. But that's gonna do it. We wanted to give you guys an update of our power rankings, especially after the trade. Again, we kind of take into consideration of contracts, where these teams are gonna go, and a lot can change super fast. I mean, if you had Sauce Gardner going to the Colts and you knew that, then you should put a lot of money on something.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because I definitely didn't see it happen. But hey, it was definitely one of the more fun trade deadlines, in my opinion, Muscles. I know, kind of the big trade was a defensive guy, but I do think it's going to get better and better. I like what the NFL's
I
going.
do too. Hopefully, the Jets kind of hit on a few picks, and maybe teams will start taking notice. I don't know why Cleveland didn't try to trade Njoku. You know what I mean? There's just moves that make sense on paper that teams just should have made. Breece Hall should have been moved. But obviously
if you don't want to be there.
But obviously the Jets, they were being active, so I don't think it was a lack of being active. They just must have not. But even I know they were asking for a third. What if a team called him about a fourth? He's not going to be there next year. Why not just take it?
Right.
Stall till 3:59 and text that team and say, okay, I'll take the fourth.
The only thing that makes me think why he stayed there is Aaron Glenn keeping his job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we talk about this all the time. We don't give coaches, and I'm not saying Aaron Glenn should have much of a leash, but teams notoriously don't give coaches that big of a leash. And when they start to lose, even though losing's the right thing to do, they're fired and they're moved on from. So we kind of have to remember in the back of our minds, if they think they're going to lose their job, they're going to do what's best for them. I still to this day, think even with Brian Dable, going up and getting Jackson Dart was just a complete desperation move of hey, desperation move. Russ don't work out. I'm throwing this guy in.
Yeah.
And it worked. It worked.
That's a good point. So
that has to be the only reason. But if you're If you're an owner, like you have to look at the guy and say, hey, we're going to give you X amount of years, X amount of
Right.
years.
Right.
Like, so that way GMs and everybody can do the right things that they need to do. But unfortunately, a lot of these owners are just like millionaires that are going to the golf course that like,
Don't
not saying
even-
that they don't care, but they don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean.
So if ticket prices are down, they're probably losing money. Like, you know,
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. They care about the money part. They don't care about the on, they do care
Yes.
about the on field if it affects their money.
right, 100%. So that's going to do it for this show on the Fantasy Football Power Hour, guys. I will be putting this out on podcast form. So if you did miss the show, you can go back, watch it on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Leave us a comment and we'll get back to you. Or if you don't want to watch it on here, go over to a major podcasting platform, Spotify, Apple Pod. Give us a 5-star if you enjoy the content. Like, follow, so that way you know when we drop a new podcast and you can tune in with us. So thank you, everybody, for coming on. Next week, I think we're going to go over the week and talk about some players, who we like, who we don't like, maybe some guys going forward, like what Marcus was asking, like maybe some good contender, like throw out some names. But I think his team is very, very solid. You don't want to get too fancy either. Like, you don't want to have to make moves. Like, you're in a good position right now. The only thing that can really affect you is the injury bug, and you just hope it don't happen. That's the luck part of fantasy and dynasty.
Absolutely.
So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week on the Fantasy Football Power Hour.
See ya.
Yo, welcome to the Power Hour.